Hey guys, so I got another movie from Zip.ca Netflix. I got the original Last House on the Left, the 1972, written and directed by Wes Craven. This movie, when it came out, I guess it caused all kinds of ruckus and hullabaloo because, I don't know, it was a pretty intense movie, I guess, for back in 1972. I guess some people, like a guy had a heart attack watching it, and it caused all kinds of repulsion, and people are walking out, and people tried to confiscate the movie reel to have it like burned and buried, and it was banned in the UK and all kinds of what have you, all kinds of ado about it. I thought the movie was pretty ridiculous. Like, Wes Craven wasn't a very good director back then. The acting's pretty choppy. Some of it's okay, but there's a lot of flaws in this movie. It basically follows the story of this girl named Mary who wants to go to this concert she wants to go to with her friend. I forget her friend's name was Julie, I think, Julia. Anyway, her parents are giving her a hard time because her nipples are showing through her shirt. There's a lot of talk about boobs and nipples and bras at the beginning of the movie. Eventually they let them go. Her and her friend, Julie, we'll just call her Julie for the sake of the review, they're getting drunk in the woods, and meanwhile there's these escaped convicts who just got out of jail, and they go to, one of the convicts has a son, and they go hole up in his apartment, I guess. There's 4 bad guys in total. There's the ultra-feminist girl, and that guy's kind of like the voyeur, rapist kind of guy with the pocket knife, and then there's the dad and the son's hooked on heroin. He's the kind of like begrudgingly bad guy. He's not really a bad guy, but his dad has him hooked on drugs so he can control him. Anyway, so the girls want to get some, they want to score some grass, they want to get some weed, and they talk to the killer's son, not knowing who he is, and he lures him up to the apartment, locks him in. They start getting like sexually assaulted and raped and beat up in there and stuff. But one of my major problems with the movie was it keeps cutting from, like, it keeps changing tone from this, like, the girls, you know, their plight, they're, you know, trapped with these bad guys who are just victimizing them. And then it keeps cutting to, like, it'll cut to Mary's parents who are cooking a birthday cake, and it'll play this, like, silly, stupid kind of circus music type shit where they're just having, like, all this jokey fun time trying to figure out how to make a cake, and back to the girls, you know, and they're suffering. Then it'll cut again back to these, like, it'll cut to these police officers who are complete idiots, and they're just bumbling around the woods, driving around in their cop car, runs out of gas. So they're trying to hitchhike a ride, and they're just, you know, acting like retards to each other and making all these bad jokes. And she's trying to interject all this comedy, and it'll have like 9 minutes of seriousness, and then like 5 minutes of comedy, and like trying to be serious, trying to be funny. Like, it has no, can't maintain a tone. But then eventually the 4 killers and the 2 girls leave the apartment. They throw them in a trunk of a car and hit the road because they will have to leave state so they can escape to Canada. And their car breaks down, so they all get out and they start wandering around the woods too and getting tortured more. He makes one of the girls piss their pants, like, pee your pants, piss your pants. And they make them, like, I don't know if they're having sex with each other, but they strip both of the girls down and make them kiss each other and stuff. And Julie makes a run for it at some point because one of the killers, the big guy, the dad guy, goes to the car, so there's only 2 of them, so she makes a run for it. And I don't know how these killers keep catching up to her. Like, at one shot it showed her on the side of a river, like this raging river with all these jagged rocks, and like there's no way the killer could have got across, and she's over there mocking him. And then the next scene they got her, and like, how did they catch her? Like, she got away, she hides behind these rocks, they pass her, like, she should have escaped logically, but she didn't. They cut her arm off, stab her a bunch of times, she's dead. Show Mary her friend's arm later, she freaks out, and they're carving words into her chest. I think they carved the word cruel with a K. She gets raped again, and then they have this moment of realization, like, oh, what were we doing, it's terrible. And then we just had the scene where you saw her, she's in the water and it's shot and killed. And the cops, these are the 2 idiot cops, and he's like, what do you think you are, Tonto? Chicken truck's coming. But anyway, so the killers eventually find Mary's parents' house, don't know who they are. And the parents don't know who they are either. They don't realize it's Mary's parents. They don't realize it's their daughter's killer, but they know she's been missing for at least a day or 2 by now. Make them a dinner and all that stuff. Give them a place to stay. While they're eating dinner, the mother and the father notice that these guys have bite marks all over them, scratches, and like haggard hair and head wounds with bandages on. They got a really bad story about how they got there. They said they're like plumbing insurance men or something. So anyway, the killer's son wasn't there because he was going through heroin withdrawal, and later that night he's puking. The mother hears him puke, goes checks on him, sees that the heroin addict is wearing Mary's necklace, recognizes it, and then starts snooping through their suitcases and finds all their bloody clothes in there, and overhears them say, like, "Shut up or you're going to end up in the lake like the girl." So they go run to the lake, see Mary's body. The father starts setting up booby traps around the house, like putting shaving cream on the floor. I think it's shaving cream, something slippery, and puts like copper wire between the doors to trip them, and barges into the room and shoots off a shell and like starts all this chaos. Oh yeah, and the mom lures out the sexual predator guy at the pocket knife, and he's so full of himself. He's like, "I could make love to you with my hands behind my back." And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's always been my fantasy." So he ties his hands behind his back, and the mother starts giving him a blowjob and bites off his cock. And then I think that's how he dies, or she stabs him or something after that. But anyway, so back inside the house, the father is struggling with the killer, and he's going through all the booby traps. It just slowed him down, and then they have a fight and an altercation. The feminist woman goes outside, jumps in a pool, and the mother slits her throat. And then the way the other guy dies, after he makes his son kill himself because his son's trying to stop him from his rampage with a gun, and he just yells at his son so much that he shoots himself in the head. And then the dad goes downstairs and gets a chainsaw. The cops barge in. He's like, "No, don't do it." And he's like, "It's too late." Chainsaws the guy to death. And it's supposed to be based on a true story, I guess. But I don't know. I thought the whole movie's kind of silly. Pretty ridiculous movie. It would have been better if they stopped changing tone and stuff like that, but it's one of those bad movies that it's fun to watch. Like, I watched it all in one sitting. It was entertaining for sure. Had like some unintentional humor to it, and then the actual humor they're trying to do was actually not funny at all, but it was just stupid. But I don't know. I have no intentions of seeing the remake or anything, but Wes Craven in the special features didn't sound overly enthused about it really, but I don't know, it's kind of a dumb movie, but it's worth watching. Like, if you haven't seen it, you should probably watch it, just to, might as well. It's not that graphic, really. It is a 1972 movie. I like watching these movies from the 70s just because of the way they dress and the music they play. Like, that part's enjoyable, but I don't know. All kinds of logic flaws going on here and stuff, too. I don't know. It was enjoyable, though.